the I in us. Who am I? Who am I? They found the answer. That was their goal in life. From the youngest child, they would send them to the Gurukulam. For what? To learn that. And with that knowledge, go out, rule the kingdom. And that's why India and that continent, I would say India because at that point India is not the way you and I understand it today. There was much larger landmass, most of it gone under the sea, or much of it gone under the sea. It was extending, large landmass there. There was a civilization that was a superpower for thousands and thousands of years. They knew secret of all the metals. In fact, for over 4,000 years, India had zinc as a metal they were using, and the rest of the world didn't even know such a metal existed. A commoner village, you know that there's an iron pillar in India that doesn't rust at all. That's 1500 years old. You have heard of that. It's called the Ashoka pillar. Who built this pillar? Some great engineer, scientist, some descendant or avatar of Vishwakarma? No. It was a common village folk who built this to honor the king who was visiting that temple, the village. So common folk in the village had this knowledge. In Hanuman Chalisa, Tulsidas writes about the distance between earth and the sun. Yuga Sahasra Jo Jana Par Banu. So they knew exactly, and when you take these words and you analyze it in Sanskrit, the unit of measurement is different as you know as maths today, but when you bring them together, they'll find exactly the same. To the point of 0.1% error, they were right about their idea of what the cosmos was. They knew Earth was round, the planets are going around the sun, and so on and so forth. We call it planets, they never called it planets. They used the word graha. Graha means gravitational bodies. Every heavenly body that has gravitation in it, it's called graha. The word gravity comes from graha. A lot of English words find their origin in Sanskrit. So this was mindfulness. Baba says this is mindfulness. This is the my light he's talking about. See in my light. My light is that cosmic light. Everything becomes easily visible to you. Obstacles don't necessarily go away, but you can see the obstacle. So in that, when you put on that light, in that room, the boxes didn't magically disappear and the box that we wanted to see didn't magically appear in front of us. Nothing changes. But in that light, we knew which box we can move, which box we can cross over and look clearly, because now the clarity was there. So I could move some box, move this box. Then we say, oh, this is the box Baba was talking about. So we got that box out. So nothing magically happens because you allow God's light to shine your life. Problems just don't go away, but you will know how to handle the problem. You will take it in your stride. You will know this problem, I will go around it, I will handle it this way, without getting afraid, fearful, because that little flashlight will only show you a little bit at a time. Right? When you go into these horror houses and all in Halloween time, I probably don't celebrate Halloween here, but in US it's fun when you take families and go, you see a little bit, suddenly you see a shadow, oh, you're screaming, because they're all playing with lights actually, right? It's only playing of light. So when you have little light, you see more shadows. That scares you, startles you. But when it's fully lit up, there's no room for fear. The thorns are still there in the path, but then you know where to step across and go. So a challenge for us as fellow travelers in the spiritual path is understanding the concept of mindfulness as a means of empowerment. When you live that mindful life, and we'll talk about what that really means. When we live that kind of life, and I saw Swami doing this, and I want to draw that again, the lessons from him. All this was learned from him. When we live that kind of mindfulness, we become a street lamp, and children learn from that. That is what they take home. Not the words we speak, not the classes we send them to. I don't know about Trinidad, but in elsewhere, SSC has become a free daycare. Oh, weekends I have to go grocery shopping. Okay, let's drop the kid in SSC. We go shopping, come back. Oh, my child has learned sloka and all. But really not much change. I said, how can it happen? What are you doing at home to cause this change? The cause of the change is not because you introduce the children to SSC and when they come back home they see a different set of values. What they grow is, they think it is okay to have two sets of values. They think it is okay to be hypocritical. They assume it because they are seeing it. So as from the childhood, they are seeing that and they assume it's okay. And then suddenly you wake up and say, oh, my child is watching too much TV. They need to change. They say, let's call Sunder. I speak to them. I said, my talk is going to change. Stop from watching TV. How did they get to watching TV in the first place? Because when the baby was crying, they say, watch, and feed the food. So now he's 7, 8, he can't eat food without watching TV. That's exactly how the brain is trained.